Hi everyone, today we'll be presenting about Orang Sungai. Our group members consist of Jesslyn, Marceline, Maruhai, Rincehan, Wesley Sugono, and William Suherman Tanuwijaya. For the background, Orang Sungai is one of the ethnic groups found in Sabah. The name Orang Sungai is a term that was first created during the colonial British rule, and it is meant for the people living around the Kinabatangan River, a river in Sandakan Division. They are classified into the Kadazan Dusun tribal group as they share similar culture and languages. Kadazan Dusun consists of three main groups, which are Kadazan, Murut, and Orang Sungai, and they form about 1 million of Sabah's population. Next, for the location, the Orang Sungai are a group of native people in the state of Sabah, Malaysia. These communities live along the river of Kinabatangan, Paitan, Labu, Kudat, Membakut, and Lahad Datu. For the population, according to the Sabah state government in 2000, the population of Orang Sungai in Kinabatangan was around 86,783 people, which consists of 50,394 men and 36,389 women, and it is the largest ethnic groups in the area is Orang Sungai. In addition, there are other ethnic groups such as Tidong, Suluk, Cagayan, and Bugis. They are the ethnic groups from the neighboring countries such as Indonesia and the Philippines. For the religion, there are actually various tribal divisions for the Orang Sungai themselves, whose languages also vary by the region. Most of the river's people embrace Islam, but some are Christians and animism, which is also known as people with no religion, especially in the Tongot, Pinangah, Lahad Datu, and Paitan areas. For the language, the Orang Sungai tribal group is divided into several sub-ethnic groups, which are assessed through the use of Kwi or linguistic languages. So for the language of Orang Sungai, there will be three different types of dialects. The first is Orang Sungai in Beluran, Ranau, Paitan, Labu, Pitas, and Beaufort. They have the most popular language for using the Paitanic dialect. For an example is Ombo Kiat Muyu, which also means kamu dari mana in Malay and where are you from in English. The second is the Orang Sungai in Bukit Garam, Kuamut, Sagama, and Tongot sections. They use a dialect that is slightly different from the Paitanic dialect. Orang Sungai in this area have a distinct Dusun language influence. For example is Toko Tutulun Sungai, which also means kita ini orang sungai in Malay and we are orang sungai in English. Tulun means people in Dusun, but in Paitanic dialect, people are spoken as lopes. The third is Orang Sungai in Segaluit and Sukau areas. They have the influence of Idahan dialects, which is similar to the Orang Sungai in surrounding areas of Madai Cave and Kang Somerset in Lahad Datu. For an example is Mbah Suru Kau, which also means pergi mana kau in Malay and where are you going in English. Okay, so for the foods, we will be explaining about pinasakan, hinafa, tuhau, linopot, sinalau bakas, basung, bambangan, and sup manuk lihing. These are the foods that are very special, and it's actually a very traditional dishes among the Orang Sungai and also in Sabah area. So for the first is pinasakan. Pinasakan or pinarasakan is one of the traditional foods among the Orang Sungai, and it is actually very famous in Sabah. It is a dish that is made with ikan basung mixed with other ingredients and herbs. The fish is slow cooked in a pot over very low heat for about 1 hour with the other ingredients and can actually be preserved for about 5 days to up to 2 weeks. Way back before refrigerator even came into the picture, the Kadazan Dusun tribal group had to look for a way to preserve foods for a longer time. One of their main foods is fish, as it is very easily obtainable from cities that are close to the sea. So for the history of this dish, they travel for a long time to multiple cities, exchanging their items such as vegetables and tobacco for fish, salt and sugar. Since their trip home will take a few days, they had to look for a ways to make sure that the fish will not be spoiled along the journey. It is when they found out that the preservation is the key, and thus is the birth of pinasakan. Nowadays, locals refers to pinasakan as another type of preserved foods, and it's good to be eaten even after a few days. The idea of preservation is by extracting moisture from the fish, as ikan basung is a naturally oily fish that doesn't dry out even after multiple times of cooking and heating. For pinasakan, I will explain the recipe and how to make it easily. The first step is to clean the fish and set it aside. The second step is to pour some oil in a pan or wok and wait for it to heat up. Then you add in the garlic, onion, ginger, turmeric powder, and dried chili and saute the ingredients until it is cooked and good enough to be eaten. Then mix the sauteed ingredients with the tamarind pulp, tamarind pieces, and water along with the fish. The next is proceed to lay the fish along with the mixture in a pot with the banana and turmeric leaves and the buah bemangan. Lastly, cover the pot, place it on the stove and allow the fish to cook on low heat for about 25 minutes. And after you finish all of these steps, pinasakan is ready to be eaten.
Hinafa. Hinafa is a raw fish salad and is one of the special traditional dishes for orang Sungai. Extremely famous in Sabah. It is a dish consisting of thin slices of fish, most often mackerel, mixed with chili, ginger, shallots, bitter gourd, and lime dressing. Other than seafood such as prawns, squid, and more can also be used as an exchange of fish. The sour and spicy hinafa is usually served as an appetizer, but it can also be eaten with rice. Other than that, hinafa is considered as a special meal that should be served on important occasions, such as weddings and other. Recipe for hinafa. First, mix sliced bitter gourd with salt and rinse with water. Next, marinate fish with lime juice for 10 minutes. And then, mix the marinated fish with bitter gourd, chili, ginger, and shallots. And the last one is to chill in the fridge or leave in room temperature until it's ready to eat. Next one is tuhau. Tuhau is a type of wild ginger that grows in multiple jungles in Sabah. Tuhau is commonly used in numerous dishes, mainly fish. Tuhau is usually chopped into smaller bits and fried together with other ingredients. Tuhau is most commonly eaten as sambal or as condiment to the main meal. It can be cooked in various methods of cooking that depends on your taste, origins, and creativity. Some people may dislike tuhau as they consider the smell too strong and pungent. It smells quite similar to the small beetle insect called posisang. Apart from its distinctive smell, tuhau is believed to have medical benefits as it contains very high fiber content, antioxidant and antibacterial properties. Tuhau can be found in local market around Sabah. They are mostly sold in raw form, pickled, and sold in jars or dried tuhau floss in small container. This is the recipe on how to make sambal tuhau. First, peel the hard skin of the tuhau stem. Take only the soft inside, then chop finely. Then mash the chili padi, mix together with chopped tuhau. Then add salt and lime juice, stir until well combined. And then marinate for a while and ready to serve. To be more durable, marinate with vinegar instead of lime juice and store in airtight jar and refrigerate. The next food is linopot. Linopot is one of the staple food of orang Sungai. Linopot refers to a steamed, fragrant rice meal wrapped in doringin leaves. Traditionally, the rice is mixed with boiled yams or sweet potato, so it has purplish or brown color. Nowadays, people usually use white rice. The mixture is then compacted well into a roundish shape. Linopot is eaten with their usual side dish such as fish, chicken, vegetables, and sambal. Recipe for linopot. First, remove and clean sweet potato skin. Then slice sweet potatoes into thin slices. Next, cook the rice along with thinly sliced sweet potatoes. And then with a spoon, mix the rice and sweet potato evenly. When the rice is cooked, wrap the rice with doringin leaves. The next food from orang Sungai is sinalau bakas. Sinalau means smoked and bakas means wild boar in Kadazan. The villagers, especially around Kampung Kelawat, are mostly hunt for wild boar at the jungle nearby their village for its meat. Sinalau bakas is a traditional food for the Kadazan Dusun tribal group, including orang Sungai of Sabah. This cuisine is loved by locals and highly valued by all ages. Before the present time, the smoking method was used as an intention to preserve meat in the old days, where they hunted wild boar for survival. This method is used so that meat will not be damaged and is edible even after being stored for a long period. Smoking and roasting is a different method. Roasting means the food is burned to be consumed immediately, while smoking is the process of drying the meat so that it is not damaged. This cuisine can also be found at the roadside stands along the road from Kota Kinabalu to Kundasang. Sinalau bakas is cooked in a very simple way, which is by smoking the meat over low heat for hours, sometimes marinated with salt and soy sauce, sometimes plain. This is the recipe on how to make sinalau bakas. First, cut the meat into a preferable size, and then marinate the meat into salt water for 5 minutes. And then smoke the meat at 70 degrees Celsius for 2 hours, and then your sinalau bakas is ready to serve.
Next slide, we talk about basan. Basan is a type of fish that is used very often in numerous traditional dishes such as pinasakan and more. Among the Orang Sungai, locals would deep fry it until it's very crunchy, and when cooked perfectly, it can be eaten all. The fish is simply marinated with salt before deep fried. These dishes can be easily found in the local drinking spots around Sabah. Also, ikan basun is often used by locals to cook different types of the dishes, as it is a naturally oily fish that doesn't easily dry out even after cooking. For next, we talk Bambagan. Bambagan is a seasonal wild mango fruit that is very popular in Borneo, especially in Sabah and Sarawak. Bambagan is an orangey fruit covered with brown skin. When ripe, it can be peeled and eaten similarly to how you would a mango fruit. Bambagan can also be confused in numerous ways, such as cooked together with fish, sambal, or even pickled. The unripe bambagan is usually cooked together, with a famous breast fish, Pinasakan. As the bambagan is a seasonal fruit, it would be available all year round, but they can be found in the local markets when it is in season. How to cook the bambagan pickle? The first is peel bambagan skin. Don't wash with water to prevent them from darkening. Cut bambagan into smaller chunks. Put acid. Remove the inner seed. Grate the inner seed. Add grated inner seed on top of the cut bambagan. Add in the salt and chili according to your taste and mix well. For next slide, we talk about some Manuka linking. This is a soup of butter known as supu Manuka linking in Malay is one of the special traditional dishes for the Orang Sungai and Kadazan Dusun tribal Sabah. The main ingredients are chicken. Liming, a restaurant originated in Sabah, and ginger slice. Traditionally, Supu Manuka linking is for women who had just given birth. Nowadays, this chicken soup is suitable for any occasions as well, especially in cold or rainy season to warm up your body. And how to make soup? Heat the oil and add ginger into the frying pan or pot. Add the chicken and stir on high fire until fragrant. Then add 1 bottle of the sweet liquor. Add the soaked fungus into the frying pan and bring to boil and let the alcohol. Then add enough water to cover the chicken and ginger to your soup. Simmer for 10 minutes, taste and add salt if needed. The last one is let simmer for another 5 minutes. Thank you for your watching.